Welcome back to my channel Engineering Updates. In today's video, we am going to discuss about VISA WOODSAT. See the image of WOODSAT, which is nothing but a satellite. So it is basically a one new CubeSat, a type of nano satellite, which is built using the standardized shape of 10 into 10 into 10 centimeter. The entire surface panel of the satellite is made from plywood, which is the specialty of this satellite. But still, there are two non-wooden parts, especially the aluminum rails, which is used during the deployment process, as well as a metal selfie stick. The mission of this satellite is to test the applicability of wooden material, especially birch plywood, in the spacecraft structures by exposing it to extreme space conditions such as heat, cold, vacuum, as well as radiation for an extended period of time and check its suitability for future mission. So this gentleman is the in charge of this mission, who is Jerry McKinnon, a Finland-based writer as well as a broadcaster. He is also a co-founder of a company called Arctic Astronautics, who basically deals with making functional replicas of orbit-ready CubeSats for educational training as well as hobby purpose. So here we can see the launch location from which this wooden satellite is to be launched. It is from Mahia Peninsula Launch Complex in New Zealand, and the expected date of launch is by late 2021. So now let us look at some of the payloads which will be present in the satellite. European Space Agency is actually significantly contributing experimental sensors to this mission. Also, they helped in pre-flight testing. So this wooden satellite is basically powered by 9 small-sized solar cells. Amateur radio payload will be present in the satellite, which will be relaying audio signals as well as images from Earth. Also, an interesting payload is a 3D printed electrically conductive plastic material called polyether ether ketone. So this is an interesting payload, which is a 3D printed material. So we can check the behavior of 3D printing materials in the space. Also, there is a pressure sensor present inside the satellite, which will monitor the local pressure in the onboard cavities during its launch as well as the later period. Another important payload is the selfie stick. So here we are actually going to have a pair of onboard cameras with one extended using a selfie stick, which will actually take the photos of the plywood, and we will be monitoring the behavior of the plywood. So during the building of this satellites, some important precautions were taken. So normally the plywood can be too humid for a space. So to dry it out, they actually placed the wood in a thermal vacuum chamber before assembling. And there is an interesting thing where an atomic layer deposition method, using which a thin layer of aluminum oxide is coated on the surface of the plywood, which is helping to reduce the release of gas in the space environment from the wood. Another important use of the aluminum oxide is the satellite or the wood should be prevented from the erosive effects of atomic oxygen, and this atomic oxygen comes into picture due to the strong ultraviolet radiation which is coming from the sun, which will normally split the normal oxygen molecules into an atomic oxygen. This particular atomic oxygen problem was discovered because of the damages that happened in the thermal blankets of NASA's early space shuttle missions. So to prevent that effect of the atomic oxygen, we are actually coating the entire satellite using aluminum oxide. So these two precautions they have made. And what is the importance of this mission? So it is trying to address two main issues. One is the space junk. So if you just see the number of space debris, you can have, as of now, 34,000 objects which are having a size greater than 10 centimeter, almost 9 lakh objects which are in the size from 1 centimeter to 10 centimeter, and 128 million objects which are having a size from 1 millimeter to 1 centimeter. So such a large amount of debris is present in the outer space, and the wooden satellites, which normally burn up without releasing any harmful substance while it is coming back into the atmosphere, right? So that is one advantage they are claiming, where the wooden satellite will just burn up when it is coming back into the Earth's surface. So because of which some harmful effects are avoided. Second one is the re-entry smoke particles. What is this re-entry smoke particles? So basically the space hardware, which after extinction of the satellite, which comes back to the Earth normally, will affect the atmosphere. This happens during the re-entry phase of the waste particles which are entering the Earth's atmosphere. As per the predictions, 50% of the debris objects ends up as RSP, that is re-entry smoke particles. So how these re-entry smoke particles are generated? So during the crucial 20 seconds of the re-entry phase, the materials, because of the extreme heat, it normally starts from a heating phase, it changes to a melting phase, and finally it's end up in a vaporization phase where it just go back as a dust. So normally we may think vaporize, once an object is vaporized, it may look like a disappearing phase, but in reality what happens, it is getting converted as a space junk. So you can see small pieces of soot as well as chemical called alumina is created during the rocket launches. So this particular small particles gets injected into the stratosphere, and it is just trying to deplete the ozone layer, which is a major drawback during all rocket launches, which a lot of research is going on, right? So similarly to this particular root set, Japan's Sumitomo Forestry Company, along with the Kyoto University of Japan, is also trying to make a wood-based satellite, and they are expected to be launched by 2023. So as students, what are the key research areas we can learn from this satellite? So we can know the effect of rocket emission in atmosphere is a good research area. Since the selfie stick is going to have a camera which will be continuously capturing the images of the wooden satellite when it is exposed in space. So basically image analysis for the materials in adverse environment is a good research area. Also, once it becomes successful, we can go for a new bio-based materials which can be used in space. Also, the application of 3D printed materials in space can also be researched. If you like this video, kindly like and share. Also, subscribe for more videos. Thank you all. We'll meet in next video.